Well, the outlook for this year, we are expecting a hotter and drier summer. That has been consistent with previous years, consistent, frankly, since 2012 when we experienced drought conditions coming into southeast Oregon. We did have some reprieve this year with the winter. We did get a good snowpack, and that has been helpful. It's receded the drought conditions, really isolated back into the northwest corner of the state of Oregon. This month, we're seeing those drought conditions turn a little bit with the hotter and drier conditions. We're expecting that to spread back to the south and a little bit to the east throughout fire season, given those hotter temperatures. So overall, a little bit more favorable than what we would experience in 17 and 18, but expecting a higher than average fire season based on those hotter temperatures, drier, and they still remaining in existing drought conditions. And I would isolate, really focus area of perhaps greatest concern would be west of the Cascades, given those consistent drought conditions. Nationally, as we look at wildfire, currently we're fighting fire in Canada and Alaska, so northern territories are experiencing significant fires, and we have folks supporting those efforts. Washington really looks like much of the state will have those drought conditions, so there's concerns there. Again, to our north, California looks consistent as previous years in terms of drought conditions. Throughout the summer, we're seeing predictions for desert southwest to have some challenges, and then the far southeast, Alabama, Georgia, northern Florida, looks to have elevated concerns as they enter into fire season. So there's a national perspective. Back to Oregon, as we think about fire seasons and what's above normal, our 10-year average at this time, we experience just over 2,000 wildfires a year. They burn just over 500,000 acres. Year to date on ODF protected lands, the 16 million acres that we have responsibility for, that's approximately 12 million acres of private lands and 4 million acres of public. We're sitting close to our average in number of fires. We've experienced 274 fires to date, burned 1,100 acres. Our 10-year average is closer to 200 fires at 1,600 acres burned. I think the thing that jumps out to me in that messaging is the number of human-caused fires has challenged us, certainly above normal by close to 100 more human-caused fires than typical. And that drives back to heat, a week of hot temperatures in March and during May. We experienced a Sandy Impact fire in northwest Oregon on March 19th, which caused evacuation of 44 homes. So we've been active since March in that first heat wave. And then again in May, we experienced statewide temperatures elevated where we had fires in eastern Oregon and also in southwest Oregon. So relatively active across the state to date, and we're entering again into the peak of fire season as we look at closer to July, August, and September tend to be our peak wildfire season months.